or a while. I don't know what stopped me. Potentially the biggest excuse. So where am I coming from? Let's just jump straight into this. There's no other way. It's like ripping off the Band-Aid. So the biggest excuse, I don't care whether it's to do with fitness, whether it's doing something around the house, whether it's time spent with the kids, but the biggest excuse that we hear all the time is, I don't have time. That's it. I don't have time. Bullshit. You see, we use that excuse day in, day out, simply because that thing that we don't have time for, it's not a priority. We don't rank it high enough. And that brings me to, I suppose, the space that I'm going to talk about, which is obviously health and fitness. Now, let's just take a step back, and there's a phrase, a saying, a quote out there, and I've used it before. And that one thing is, if you don't make time for your health and your fitness, you're going to have to make time for your illness. Now, today, let's have a look at the date. It is the 5th of October, 2021. Here in Sydney, we are still in stay at home. Melbourne's still at stay at home. The rest of the country is walking around with their heads so firmly shoved up there that they've got no idea what it means to be here in Sydney and Melbourne. And in a nutshell, the country is in lockdown with over half of our population. Now, people stateside, people in the UK, things are obviously different. And this excuse still remains. I hear it all the time. I'm locked at home. I'm not going to work. I'm working from home. Therefore, I don't have the commute in the morning. I don't have the commute at night. I don't have to go out and deal with the strangers in the streets to line up to get my food at lunchtime or to get my coffee or to do whatever. I just don't. But yet I still don't have the freaking time. You see, it's the biggest excuse. We use it everywhere we go. I'm a dad, 2 kids, 2 dogs. I don't have time to take the dogs for a walk. Well, I will when they're going crap in the lawn or they're going crap in the lounge room, then I got to make time. I've got 2 kids now, yet they are obviously older. They are 15 and they are 19. And when the kids were younger, if you say you didn't have time and suddenly the next thing you know, you hear this crash bang in the kitchen because they've gone to try to help themselves. Shit, mum and dad, now you're going to make time because you have to clean up all the shit that wouldn't have been there in the first place had you made the time to sit down and show them what it means to butter the bread, put the toaster on, to cut up the fruit without cutting off the finger. So in health and fitness space, we see it. I'm going to talk to dads. Dads, we are the biggest bullshit artists under the sun when it says we don't come to have time. You've got a gut. The veranda over the tool shed is that freaking big that you can't see that because you can't even see your toes. You don't have time. You don't have time to spend time with the kids because you're always on the phone all the time. Every time they're saying, hey, Dad, look at me. I'm doing great at my sport. And then when they get older, like my kids are, and we go to competitive sport, we go to rep level, mum and dad are so focused on this flipping thing in front of their face that they don't see the great shit that the kids are doing, whether it's on the court in basketball in our case, or hockey, or anything else, because we're too busy not making the time to give a shit, to want to spend the time with the people that we love and that we care about. So let's talk the health and fitness side, the COVID-19 pounds, or whatever BS some market is going to throw at you. Yep, you fat piece of shit. You've put the weight on because you haven't had the time. You haven't made the time. You didn't give a shit. You didn't prioritize it enough over the last 4 or 5 months to actually want to go out and look after yourself and put yourself first. Put your health and fitness first. Lose a bit of weight. Get a bit better sleep. Get off the CPAP machine because your neck is so fat that you can't breathe at night. George Lucas ain't looking for more Darth Vaders. You see, we use the excuse so much, and yes, I'm here, I'm probably berating a whole lot of people, but let me give you an example. That bugger, that was me. My late 30s, consultant, burning the candle at both ends. Left, went out, started my own business, the sole trader. One thing led to another, and I got busier and busier and busier. Next thing you know, I'm spending 1 week every month away. China, India, UAE, Germany, whatever, living out of a suitcase. And you know what? I was always busy. I never had time. I didn't do this. I didn't have time to put aside time to go onto Skype to say hello to the kids when they were younger. My relationship tanked, not only with them, but with mum. And then my relationship with me went right down the toilet when I hit 42, and father time came. Dickhead, wake up. Put some time aside. That time came, in my case, with a little medical emergency that scared the crap out of me. And then I made the time. And you know what drove it into my head? It was a simple thing. When I grew up in the 70s and 80s, we had a simple thing called Norm. Norm was the fat guy who sat on the couch with his partner, his sister Libby, and it was about life, be in it. And it was all about 30 minutes a day. That's it, 30 minutes a day. So for you guys that tell me you don't have time, go grab your phone that you're watching this on now, go through to your settings and look at the amount of time that you're spending swiping up, left, right, scrolling bullshit on social media crap. And then this morning was a good example. That big F brand and the IG brand was down. Man, I would have loved to have seen what all you people were doing. I can't scroll, I can't get my social media feed. Shit, God forbid you had to speak to a person. God forbid you could have used that time to go for a walk, to plan your day, to make a better choice about your food, to get time to sit with your partner, your friend, your lover, your sister, your dog, your brother, or whatever, and actually spend time with them. You see, it's the biggest bullshit excuse that we use. And I am a culprit too. But 30 minutes a day, every damn day, is 3.5 hours in a week. It is 2%, people. If you don't have the time to work out in the morning, that's fine. Turn freaking Netflix, Amazon Prime, whatever streaming thing you've got off at 9 o'clock and go to bed an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours earlier. Get the 7 to 8 hours sleep that you need. Get up in the morning, be rested, and now you've got time to go and take the dogs for a walk in the morning before they crap in the laundry because you've kept them in there overnight, which is what we do because they fight with the possums. Maybe you've spent time in the morning actually sitting down with the kids because next couple of weeks we're going to go back to formal schooling, and now you've got the time to go, oh no, you don't have the time. Oh shit, Dad, you're going to have to make the time because you're going to have to get them to school. You're going to have to get up earlier to get the troops up, to get them out the door so you can get your own shit and get out the door at the same time too, because life's going to go back to somewhat normal. Man, that excuse is going to get used a lot. It's an excuse. It is not fact. It covers up for all the bullshit stories that you say when you don't have time. You can make the time. You can find the time. You can't create the time because time is just one of those things that happens. But you can put aside little pockets. Dom, I want to work out every day, but I don't have the time. You can find 10 minutes in the morning to go for a walk around the block. You can go and find 10 minutes at lunch when you're at work, maybe sucking on your cancer stick, walking around the block. And you can find 10 minutes at home because you're going to get off the train station one stop before, one stop after, the same with the bus or whatever. And you're going to find 10 minutes and you're going to go for the walk, and suddenly you've made 30 minutes in your day. You now have time. On the weekend, I don't have time to go do grocery shop. I don't have time to meal prep. Hey, me too. I hate meal prepping on the weekend. So what do? I have an idea. I put down some time. I write down a bit of paper what I think I want to eat during the week. I don't go and cook it all up and put it in the boxes and go, hey, look at me, I'm a bodybuilder. I don't do that shit. But what do? The night before, I know based upon that little plan that took me 10 minutes, I will go and get the meat out. I will put it in the fridge, from the freezer, in a tub, and let it defrost. And if I don't do that, and I get up in the morning, it's the first thing I do. I take it out, I put it on the side. I let it on the sink, defrost slowly over, so that when the time comes in the afternoon, we're ready to cook. Likewise too, I can pre-cut my veggies. I can do this, I can do that, I can get the toast out, I can know how many eggs I've got, or whatever it is, but I can put aside little tiny things. They are little tips that I'm trying to give you here to make sure that the time that you have available is better spent. Saying you don't have time is the biggest lie you are telling yourself. It's the biggest lie that you are teaching your kids, for those of you who are kids. And kids, when it comes to you too, look me right here. Don't tell me that you're going to fall into this trap as a teenager and tell me you don't have time. I know a few of you. Put the Game Boy down. Put the PlayStation, the Xbox, the gaming device, whatever, down. Get off your bum, go outside, go for a walk, do a workout, jump, skip, run, roll over, throw some crap at your brother and sister. Find the time to get outside and exercise, because if mum and dad ain't the great role model, then you be your own damn role model. You find the time to look after yourself, your health, your heart, and your head. Time. It is the biggest excuse that we've got. And all I've got to say is this. My own experience taught me one thing. Sometimes it'll happen and then you'll have no time. You'll be in hospital, you'll be crapping yourself. The only thing that's in my head is the fact that my kids are going to have to grow up having to nurse me, and I'm not even 42. That is not time well spent. I'm glad that I had that wake-up call, and I've now fixed up my F up. I am 52, strong as a whatever, and I'm making the time. If you don't know how to do that, and this is something that you're going, yeah, Dom, I see what you're saying. Or conversely, you're saying to me, Dom, you are full of shit. I am that super busy. Then, dude, I expect you to simply message me. Let you and I get on the phone. I'll find you some time. I'll help you sort through your bullshit and your excuses, because that's exactly what I did with myself. And I had help doing that too. 30 minutes a day, every damn day. 3.5 hours a week, a half an hour of selfish me time, and I can do several things. I can get in a workout. I can go for a walk. I can sit. I can listen to my kids, maybe like this here. Or I can avoid the conversation that I have with my body. Hey, buddy, I don't have time. Fuck you. Buddy, what are you doing? Fuck you. Stroke. Do you understand? Find the time. You may be offended. That's why there's a parental advisory sticker on here. But I'm just going to simply speak the truth that I know. Time is your biggest excuse. It is not your enemy. It is your friend. Get off your ass and play the long game.